good afternoon. You continue to be with us here at CNN News 18. I'm Ridhima Bhatnagar. We're getting some breaking developments now coming in. Amid the demolition of Madrasas in Assam, the AIMPLB has called this move unconstitutional and biased. Remember, just in the last 1 week, there have been 3 madrasas that have been demolished in Assam because there is enough evidence to prove that those madrasas were being used for either terror or jihadi activities. Remember, but the opposition has hit out saying this is targeting of minorities. My colleague Pranchu Mishra now joining us with more details. Pranchu, since yesterday, we've been seeing a political war of words where the opposition's right from MIM to AIUDF feels this is a deliberate attempt to target minorities. What is the AIMPLB saying now?
Yes, All India Muslim Personal Law Board has always been voicing its concerns or rather opposition to several government moves related to the Muslim community. Now, as far as this action which is presently underway in Assam against the madrasas, and also to a certain degree the action which we are seeing in other states, that is something which Muslim Personal Law Board feels is unwarranted for, which it feels is actually an infringement or impeachment of the rights of the minorities to operate and run the educational institutions, because see, the minorities as per the constitutions can actually have right to run the minority institutions. Madrasas fall under that category, and therefore Muslim Personal Law Board feels that it is the violation of their basic constitutional right, and that's the reason why they call this move by the center as well as in some cases the state government as unconstitutional, unwarranted for. Now, it doesn't specifically talk about the particular instance, but it's a larger messaging which is coming in from the Muslim Personal Law Board at a time when we are seeing increasing voices of concern being raised by many others from the community itself, including the likes of Assam Madrassa.
But Pranchu, this is where the state government, especially as far as Assam is concerned, is clarifying that they're not targeting the madrasas randomly. It's happening because evidence is being found, and they're not just targeting madrasas. Any institution which raises red flag will be demolished or will come under the scanner.
Yes, that's right. But I think the Muslim Personal Law Board is trying to, voice out the concern of the larger Muslim population, which generally feels, it's not only on this particular issue, on many other issues in the past, it generally feels that, those several rights, their rights or, their institutions are being targeted. So time and again, Muslim Personal Law Board has come out with an opinion. It might be the issue of Article 3, the Citizenship Act, or the issue of triple talaq. We have seen how aggressively Muslim Personal Law Board has opposed all those decisions. It feels that in this very same way, the minority community is also quite against, also quite concerned by the action which has been taken against madrasas and also the other educational institutions of minority status. It may be AMU or the Jamia, and that's the reason why Muslim Personal Law Board is coming out with a detailed, statement specifically on the madrasa issue.
But Pranchu, what is also problematic, specifically as far as Assam is concerned, that once this demolition and this action is being taken, the state government actually is trying to filter out the problem also. They're saying we want to come up with some SOPs to try and filter information of teachers at madrasas, imams, etc. But even that is meeting with opposition as far as political parties is concerned.
Yes, that's right. See, that has been the case in case of Assam. But as far as the states like Uttar Pradesh, which have the biggest number of minority population and I think the maximum largest number of madrasas, there we haven't seen any serious concerns being raised by the Muslim intelligentsia or the people influential in the community. Here, of course, and even the government has been saying that their attempt basically is to streamline the madrasa education, provide them more, the scientific curriculum, more transparency in appointment of teachers, and more transparency as far as the allocation of funds is concerned. Therefore, as far as the madrasa policy of Yogi government is concerned, it is actually hasn't seen that sort of, red flags being raised by the community. But yes, as far as the Assam case is concerned, this sort of action which we saw, the bulldozer action in particular, that has clearly raised a lot of concern. And the Muslim Personal Law Board's reaction, I think, is more out of what is happening in the northeast state of Assam.
Pranchu, I'll just request you to stay on with us. We have Islamic scholar Maulana Kazmi also now joining us on the broadcast. Maulana ji, good to have you on the broadcast with us. We've been discussing this issue for the last 1 week, and this is where the problem is. The state government in Assam is saying we're not doing this randomly. There is evidence to prove that all these madrasas were either having links with terror organization or shelter was being given to the Al-Qaeda subcontinent or Anarsul Bangla. Why are political parties trying to mix two issues? You can have different political ideology, but this is a case of national security.
Yes, national security much amount But so far as this specific episode yesterday and day before yesterday is concerned in Assam, as
We actually seem to be
people
losing
alleged-
that audio with Maulana ji. We'll just try and fix it. But if my colleague Pranchu is still with us, Pranchu, this again, once again, has raised the debate as far as the relevance of madrasas in modern time is concerned. What's happening in Uttar Pradesh is they're trying to filter out these madrasas to try and assess the quality of education. But what are state authorities saying as far as if any unlawful unlawful activity is found, will they also do something similar what is happening in Assam?
Well, yesterday we had a detailed, reaction coming in from the Minorities Affairs Minister Danish Ansari, and he was very clear that the entire attempt is basically to streamline the madrasa education. Now, as far as the question of anti-national activities or some madrasas being involved in terrorist act is concerned, till this point in time, in all the previous probes of the ATS or the STF or intelligence agencies, we have seen a lot of action happening against individual modules, but nowhere any madrasa has actually come under the scanner. So in that sense, we can say that UP government so far is not of the view that madrasas are the breeding grounds for any anti-national activities. But yes, they do feel that with the changing times, the madrasa education also needs to be updated. It needs to be upgraded so that the students studying there, they apart from getting just a theological education, they also get the appropriate modern education. So I'll say that in Uttar Pradesh, there is a concern about the madrasa education, but that concern is more in terms of
True.
educational requirement rather than in terms of they being involved in any sort of illegal activities.
True. Pranchu, I'll just